In news, just in, a number of learners have been killed in a collision between a scholar transport bus and a train at Middelburg in Mpumalanga. Let's get the details now as we speak to Moeti, who is the Mpumalanga spokesperson for the Department of Community Safety, Security and Liaison. Thank you so much for your time this evening. What do we know about how this accident happened?
What we have gathered so far, a very good evening to you and your viewers at home, is that there was a collision between a scholar transport bus and the train on the road R104 between Arnold and Bonnerfontein. As a result, so far 5 learners were killed. They died instantly, while scores of other learners were injured. The emergency personnel, as well as the traffic law enforcement officers and other law enforcement officers, are currently at the scene. This they are doing with a view of assisting those who are injured, while also to determine the actual number of fatalities. But so far, 5 has been confirmed. Several ambulance and emergency services have responded to the scene. So it is still a very active scene. These details might change, and that is all we know so far. And we cannot rule out the possibility of the driver of the scholar transport bus having went into the way of the train when it was not his turn to do so. So it's still very much under investigation as we speak.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, to say, how do these two meet? Was one mode of transport trying to cross at a time when maybe the traffic light was not opening? Because there are signals, they're very clear sometimes, where you can see that you cannot be able to cross at that particular moment.
Yes, absolutely, it's like that. That is going to form part of the investigation, but we cannot rule out the possibility of a human error in this regard.
I'm not sure, are you at the scene at the moment?
Yes, our emergency personnel are at the scene at the moment.
All right. Describe for us
the investigation.
Describe for us what they are telling you about what they are dealing with. Just paint a picture of the scene for us. I know you spoke about injuries and all of that, but just paint a picture of the scene for us.
What happened as the scene is that while the scene looks quite gruesome based on what they have told us, such that it is still very difficult for them to try to even determine the exact number of any other fatalities or the severity of the injuries sustained by the learner. But they are working very hard to ensure that they clear the wreckages as soon as possible. But safe to say, no one was injured from the train itself. The injuries were mainly sustained by the learners.
Yeah.
The injuries sustained by the driver of the scholar transport bus is not at this stage determined. But then the emergency personnel, they're still trying to assist other people other learners who need injuries. But then the severity of their injuries is also expected to determine as to where the injured, as to which hospitals will those who are injured be taken.
Are the parents there?
There are many people at this stage. It's not, we cannot determine whether they are the parents per se, but then there are community members, several other people in their vehicles. Those who are passing by, they have came in to look at what is happening, and everybody is equally struck and in deep shock as to what has happened. But then we believe that some of the people who are here, because we have seen emotions running high, we believe that some of them could be the parents of these learners, based on what our officials are telling us.
Yeah, you talk about emotions running high. Is there any psychosocial support then at the scene? Because it's expected that if it's this gruesome, parents would be there, but of course some may be in such great distress that they will need support.
We believe that some of the parents may have been informed, but as it is usual, based on the fact that they are the learners, we expect the Department of Education to arrange the psychosocial support even to the parents and the learners who have survived this, and the learners from the schools from the learners where the affected learners are coming from.
Was this a goods train?
it looks like it was a good strain.
And let's talk about, how concerned are you as the department? Because this is possibly, we're not saying conclusively here. If there is the reality that rules were flouted here, there definitely needs to be serious punishment, because children now have died, others have been injured in something that could potentially could have been prevented.
From the information that have been gathered so far, preliminary as it may be, we do not wish to cast any aspersions on the investigations that is already underway, but you cannot rule out human error, as I have earlier indicated. But definitely, yes, when people face the consequences of the pain and the death that they may have caused on the road, we believe that once these people face the full consequences of what they have done under their watch, this will send a strong message. It will deter other drivers and road users from committing the same mistakes that these ones have done. So we believe that once that happens, it will contribute significantly, or it will go a long way towards ensuring that tragedies such as these ones are avoided in the future.
Are they from one school?
Yes, so far it
All right.
reported that they seem to be from one school.
Okay, Mmusi, thank you so much for that update. It's quite a difficult story, to have to report on. You think about these children now. So far, according to the department, their 5 children have now been killed, and of course, lots of injuries. It's quite a gruesome scene as they're describing it. So very, very disturbing.